So the starting five's in position. And the opening tip is up. And it is controlled by the designated home team. CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana wearing white, Fruity Extra Bursaspor in green. Ball rotated around the perimeter. Blazic. Being defended by Jones. Now it goes into the low post. Huge size advantage down on the block from Juric. Off the mark. Ball still loose. Eventually wrapped up by Birkan Batuk. So good defensive stance by Fruity Extra Bursaspor on that first trip down the floor. Munford to the free throw line. Kicks out to Yasol and he cans it. Amirjan Yasol gives his team a 3-0 lead on their first trip down the floor. That is a terrific start for the short-handed Bursaspor. Solid defensive sequence before connecting on a trifecta. Tough shot from the perimeter, but nothing but net for Kendrick Perry. 14.8 points per game to lead his team in scoring. Hit a tough floater in the lane there. So Munford into the low post. Nice catch by Kaji. He kicks out to the perimeter. Perry for three. Back iron on the shot. Ball still loose. Rebound control by CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana. Brown rotates it to Perry. Perry drives, going for another floater. This time he goes glass. Too strong off the window. Birkan Batuk with a rebound. He's pushing hard. Oh, beautiful positioning on the inside. And the power dribble, drop step, and jam sequence from Perry Jones. Nice finish on the inside, and it's Fruity Extra Bursaspor who lead by 2. But the three-pointer canned from deep. Jaka Blazic. I thought it was a 3. It was a long-range 2 for Jaka Blazic. His team back to within 1. So Kenny Kaji with the perimeter J. Restores the 2-point advantage. Both teams shooting terrifically in the early stages of this first quarter. Blazic pulling up from deep. Long on that shot attempt. Rebound, Birkan Batuk. His second. So Munford just electing to slow things down. Now it's with Jones. Elects to work the dribble. Sees a seam but runs right into a defender. Kaji for 3. Oh, what a start! Kenny Kaji with the deep three-pointer moves to 5 points in the game on perfect shooting. It's a 6-point lead for Bursaspor, their largest of the game. Lots of contact being initiated by Perry. He receives the basketball back from Blazic. Back to Blazic, looking for a 3. Off right, rebound Xavier Munford. Defending aggressively is Kendrick Perry near the sideline. Just over 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. A terrific start by the 0-4 Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Kaji pulling up for another 3. That's off right and long. Rebound hauled in by Ryan Brown. Oh, nice cut down the lane. And an easy drop-in finish for Mikel Hopkins. First point of the game for him. Reduces the arrears. As Blazic shadowing Yasol all the way up court. Now it's in the hands of Hopkins. Rotated to Batuk, not really being a threat, being defended by Brown. Fakes the 3. Kaji squares up near the 3-point line. Well, Mikel Hopkins called for the foul. So to the free throw line goes Kenny Kaji. First trip to the stripe tonight. Perfect on the season so far. 74% foul shooter for his career. Blistering start by Kenny Kaji. Averaging just under 12 points a game so far this season. And already he has posted 7 points in the game with that perfect trip to the free throw line. The 6-point lead restored. 3-pointer fired and strung home by Ryan Brown. Terrific touch And his team make it a one-possession game now. So Munford, lots of activity on the baseline. Yassol for three, front rim on the shot. Big rebound hauled in by Ryan Brown. So challenged at the rim and tipped home terrifically. Now, is that going to be a tip-in for Mikel Hopkins, or will it be a Kendrick Perry bucket? Hopkins really active on the glass. So 1 point game. Pulling up for three and a foul. So it's going to send Xavier Munford to the free throw line for 3 shots. So Kendrick Perry called for his first. Again, committing the cardinal error of fouling a 3-point shooter. Xavier Munford, 89% from the stripe. 8 of 9 coming into this game, and this is his first season in the EuroCup. So Xavier Munford, a perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line to put his team up by 4. Munford with his first points of the game. 11-15 the score. Just beyond the midpoint of the first quarter. Lobbed up beautifully. Terrific connection between Kendrick Perry and Mikel Hopkins. Mikel Hopkins moving to 6 points in the game off that fantastic, perfectly placed pass. It's a one-possession game once again. Yassol being defended by Blazic. He shovels it out to the perimeter. Push off with the forearm. Not called on Perry Jones. Go to the wing strong. He's asking for a foul. Nothing doing. But a terrific finish by Perry Jones. 4 points in the game on perfect shooting from 2-point territory. Blazic pings the basketball back to Brown. Now it's in the hands. Oh, terrific, intricate interior passing. And the finish on the inside from Ido Muric. It's a one-possession game once again. And again, that rapid ball movement could well test the legs of the Fruity Extra Bursa Sport defenders. As Kaji trying to drive baseline, now bulldozing his way to the bucket. That's a fantastic move. Just barging the defender out of the way, Kenny Kaji. Nice take to the rim by Jaka Blazic. Jaka Blazic moves to 4 points in the game. Again, outstanding shooting from both teams from the field. So the three-pointer fired and strung once again. Berkan Batuk with his first points of the game. Coming in off a career high of 15 points in round 6, where he was 5 of 7 from downtown. All of his points coming from 3-point territory. He connects on his first one tonight after his outstanding game at Dolomiti Energia Trento. So it's a 4-on-2 opportunity. Oh, and the foul committed by Kendrick Perry. That'll be his second. And there's still just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. So in all likelihood, Kendrick Perry, his team's leading scorer at 14.8 points tonight, is going to have to, per night, he's going to have to take a seat on the bench. But he did not want to give up the uncontested layup on the receiving end of that 4-on-2. So Perry takes a seat on the bench. Checking into the game, Alan Hogic for his first action tonight. Munford, as we've got a foul committed by the man who's just checked in, Alan Hogic. The check with the left thigh, easily visible to the eagle-eyed official. So Yasol, oh, around the perimeter, stripped away with active hands by Ukic. Ukic has it now. He's used his dribble. Everybody left the basketball, but then he and the other man who have just checked in, Alan Hogic, faking one another out because Hogic was on his way for a backdoor cut, and the ball went to the place where he started his move towards the bucket. So turnover is the result. As Munford jumping to pass. Kaji, oh, he's traveling, surely. Yes, indeed. Okay, Kenny Kaji protesting his innocence, but let's see if we can get a clear look. There's the screen, here's the catch. Dear me, no. I think guilty as charged, Mr. Kaji. High post left all alone. And that's a terrific make by Ido Muric. Ido Muric moving to 4 points in the game on 2 of 2 shooting from the field. So Omar-Can Yasol taking a seat on the bench. Ender Arslan checking in for his first action tonight. Munford handling. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first. Birkan Batuk with the basketball. Posting up strong is Kaji. At mid-range now double teamed, looking to pass out of the trap. And not using rapid ball movement, but attacking the bucket with a terrific take to the hole is Perry Jones, but he couldn't find the finish. Of course, the double team means that a man is automatically open, but Perry Jones elected to take on mass ranked of defenders on that take to the bucket, and Kenny Kaji committing the foul. So Sawash checking in for his first action tonight. He too coming off a career best outing in terms of points, rebounds and performance index rating in the round 6 game at Dolomiti Energia Trento. And let's hope that Ender Arslan, who has just checked in, hasn't been bedeviled by the injury bug as well, because that would leave Fruity Extra Bursaspor down to 7 healthy players. In the meantime, the three-pointer canned by Ido Muric. He continues his red-hot start to this game. 7 points in the game now on perfect shooting from the field. That, his first three-pointer. Ties things up at 22. So Yasol trying to go behind the back, almost lost the handle, being hounded by Ryan Brown. Helping out is Marinkovic. Offensive rebound secured, off the mark once again. Rebound wrapped up by Ido Muric. And now CEDEVITE Olympiana looking to push hard. And there's the flip side of having a short rotation of players. Just get the sense that even though we're only in the first quarter, the legs of the 5 on the floor for Fruity Extra Bursaspor just becoming a little bit heavy now, because that closeout was rather pedestrian. So Tevfik Akdamar checking into the game. CEDEVITE Olympiana Ljubljana in the penalty. Sawash goes to the free throw line. Makes the first. And the 64% free throw shooter makes both to make it a 1-point game. Just over 30 seconds to play. And again, taking advantage of the high energy Rocco Ukic, slicing his way to the bucket to move to 5 points in the game on perfect shooting down the field after created that opening 3 for himself on his previous trip down the floor. Second lead of the game for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. So beneath the free throw line, the floater is good for Xavier Munford. Xavier Munford brings his team back to within 1. 5 points in the game for him. So Akdamar called for his first foul. So 3 seconds for CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana to get a good shot at the bucket. Dumped inside, the flip off the window is no good from Marinkovic. And so at the end of the first quarter of play, a really high-tempo affair. It's just a one. So Yasar looking to inbound. Sawash makes himself available. This Ukic defending the ball handler all the way up court. Munford. Sawash coming to set another screen. He rolls to the high post, kicks to the opposite corner. Yasar with a wide open three. And Omarjan Yasar moves to 6 points in the game on 2 of 3 shooting from downtown. He puts his team up by 2. Terrific patience and poise in the face of that pressure from Fruity Extra Bursaspor. So ball rotation moving through the high post as Ukic kicks to the corner. 3-pointer from Jared Jones, and he rattles it home. Jared Jones with his first contribution in this game, and it's a 3-pointer to put his team up by 1. In heavy traffic, that's a tough finish from Xavier Munford. 7 points in the game now for Xavier Munford. Remains perfect from 2-point territory. That's a travel on that Eurostep attempt. I know that the law has been modified and often rather liberally interpreted, but that was a travel, whichever interpretation you care to use. Turnover as a result. Breaking the press. Pass to the corner. Is a wide open 3, and it is drained by Berkan Batuk. 2 out of 2 from downtown. And his 6-point total, continuing the red-hot shooting he demonstrated in round 6 in Italy. Turnover, Al-Sawash picking up that deflected pass. Yasar electing to slow things down. So into Sawash, he's double-teamed immediately. His pass picked off by a streaking Jaka Blazic, and he finishes with a 2-fisted jam on that coast-to-coast break. Took the ball away with terrific anticipation and showed his strength here, just barging Xavier Munford out of the way before taking it to the rim in explosive fashion. Al-Sawash converting on the inside. His preparedness to play any further part in this rescheduled round 2 game. But again, that would reduce an already short-handed Fruity Extra Bursaspor down to 7 men. Oh, wonderful passing on the inside and a finish by Marinkovic. His first points of the game brings his team back to within 2. It's a 1-possession affair here. 2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Sawash defended by Marinkovic. Back to the perimeter. Berkan Batuk looking for his 3rd 3 and finding the range. Perfect shooting from the field from Berkan Batuk. And remember, all of his 15 points, which is the career high in round 6, came from 3-point territory. Slicing his way to the bucket and getting it to go. Roko Ukic brings his team back to within 3. So Munford being defended by Hogic. Hogic shakes him off with the dribble. Pulls up from the mid-range. Jaka Blazic with the defensive rebound. Charging in the court now. Is this going to be an unsportsmanlike? Indeed it is. Omarjan Yasar protesting his innocence. And again, this isn't football, rugby or gridiron. And it's all very well making a play for the ball, but you simply can't go through the man's chest to get it. And that appears to be what Omarjan Yasar attempted to do there. So there'll be a review of this call over at the video operator's table, one suspects. But if the call stands as an unsportsmanlike, it will be 2 shots and possession for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. So Xavier Munford taking a spot on the bench. To the free throw line, Jaka Blažić. 71% foul shooter for his career in this, his 4th season in the Euro Cup, but just 11 of 19 from the free throw line coming into this so far this campaign. So a perfect trip to the free throw line. Now here comes the extra possession as a result of the unsportsmanlike foul assessed against Omercan Yasol. Alen Hogic taking a seat on the bench. So Ukic being defended by Yasol, uses the dribble into the lane all too easily. Back out to the perimeter, Blažić driving on Jones. Rapid ball moving around the perimeter. Deep three-pointer is fired and the range found by Jared Jones. And a fantastic hustle by Roko Ukic, almost stealing the inbound pass. Well, Jared Jones is checked into this game, and in 3 minutes, he has canned 2 3-pointers. 1 from the corner, 1 from the top of the key area. And that is a perfect use of the unsportsmanlike foul, because it was a 5-point trip down the floor. Brings Fruity Extra Bursaspor, excuse me, with Fruity Extra Bursaspor trailing by 2. Terrific hustle by Yasol, and he's found a teammate. What a play! Fantastic effort by Omercan Yasol. 4th turnover of the night committed by CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. It's Perry Jones driving on Marinkovic. Almost lost the basketball, regained it, got up off the ground and gets the shooter's roll. That's a tough finish in the face of some heavy D from Perry Jones. Jaka Blažić beneath the bucket all the way out to the perimeter. 3-pointer fired, but off right from Roko Ukic. So Sawash, high post, out to Yasol. Terrific anticipation. What a play by Ido Muric, dancing around the receiver to create that steal. And then crashing the offensive boards hard off CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. Ball still loose, and it's Marinkovic. Does he come out with it? Yes, Omercan Yasol is going to get called for another foul. Because again, you cannot fault his appetite for the basketball. But he's going to have to rein in that enthusiasm just a little bit, because you can't go through the man as though it's a ruck in rugby. That's what he's done. He trips down the floor in quick succession. So the experienced figure of his coach, Tutku Archik, just reminding him of that. He's got to take a seat on the bench, having picked up that foul, and he's playing well for his club, piloting them well. 2 of 3 from downtown, along with 2 assists and a steal. But he's picked up 2 fouls, one of them an unsportsmanlike, which resulted in a 5-point trip down the floor. So zone being played now by Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Sawash closing out, but Sawash really isn't going to be able to do much more in that type of scenario, because if he pushes up on Kendrick Perry will blow by him. And so given that type of space, despite the hand in the face which eventually arrived, that is pretty much an easy 3-pointer. Oh, and that's a turnover. Oh, Sawash putting the ball out of bounds rather than finding a teammate on the wing. So Biedkan Batu checking back in. So Perry, screen being set by Jared Jones. He has the basketball, rotates it to Lazic. who drives on Berkan Batuk. Rapid ball movement around the three-point line for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. And that's the second time in this game Kendrick Perry has used that floater. First score of the night was a floater from Kendrick Perry. Used it to good effect again there to move to 7 points in the game on 2 of 4 shooting. Berkan Batuk driving, tries a rare two-pointer and gets it to go. Tough drive and finish from Berkan Batuk. 11 points in the game to him, and he remains perfect from the field. Front rim on the shot. So ball almost out of bounds. Indeed, it is out of bounds. Xavier Munford not able to control it. So Marinkovic taking a seat on the bench. So Perry driving aggressively, getting all the way to the glass against Kenny Kaji, and gets it to go. A terrific finish. Kendrick Perry moving to 9 points in the game, 3 of 5 from 2-point territory. Kenny Kaji for 3, front rim on the shot. Fantastic offensive rebound by Damar, and a 3-pointer from Berkan Batuk, who remained red hot from all over the court. Berkan Batuk, 14 points in the game, approaching his career high, and he's 4 of 4 from downtown. Kendrick Perry for 3, strings it. Kendrick Perry feeling his way into the game after spending a large portion of the first quarter on the bench with foul trouble when he picked up 2 quick ones. But already, Kendrick Perry into double figures, first double digits. CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana equaling their largest lead of the game. It's been 5 on a few occasions in this second quarter. Just over 3 minutes to go as, again, that greater energy, which will no doubt be a benefit of the greater number of players CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana have at their disposal, being employed in a full court press. Perry Jones not being a threat, rotates it to Kenny Kaji. He's calling for Berkan Batuk to get into the fray. They're deep in the shot clock. Oh, what an offensive rebound. And it was more in than out, but somehow spun out of the tin. Kenny Kaji with a terrific take off the offensive glass and going straight back up, keeping the ball high all the time. So Kenny Kaji to the free throw line. Berkan Batuk, well, his perfect night from the field has been disrupted, but I'm sure he'll trade that in if his team can get the win. Kenny Kaji goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line on that particular trip to remain perfect in this game and moves to 11 points in the game. The alley-oop completed by Mikel Hopkins. Terrific feed from the perimeter. Nicely hung up pass by Kendrick Perry. So the drive to the lane and extending in heavy traffic. Xavier Munford makes it a 1-possession game. Kendrick Perry from the top of the key. Off right, ball still loose. Berkan Batuk runs down the low rebound on the perimeter. He attacks the basketball, uses a forearm to clear out the defender, sending Ido Muric flying. Munford back to Kaji for 3 from the top of the key. Back iron on the shot. Xavier Munford with the, Kendrick Perry with the board. Jaka Blazic taking the ball to the bucket via the baseline. Fouled on the drive. Xavier Munford called on the reach. So end-line possession for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. Kendrick Perry. Ball now with Blazic. He's driving aggressively. Beautiful spin move and finishing with the shooter's roll. Fantastic take and terrific recognition by Jaka Blazic. Exploding to the bucket to move to 8 points in the game. Birkan Batuk rotates the basketball off the mark. It's Jaka Blazic, excuse me, with 10 points in the game to become the second double-digit scorer for his team. All hands to the pump for Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Hanging tough in this first half, just over a minute to go, trailing by 5, equaling the largest lead of the game for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. So working the dribble is Akdamar. Now with Munford. Kendrick Perry defending. Three-pointer, and one is the opportunity. Oh, what a take of the contact from Xavier Munford. That was the marquee matchup highlighted before the opening tip. Xavier Munford absorbing the hit and still making the hoop from way beyond the three-point line. But there's confirmation. It is 3 fouls for Ljubljana's leading scorer. A 4-point play completed by Xavier Munford brings his team back to within 1 with less than a minute to play in the first half. Blazic pushing off to create space against Shawash. Goes up strong, can't finish with the left. Terrific rebound, Ryan Brown. Now it's Perry playing with 3 fouls. Lost the basketball. Now which way will possession go? So he's Turkey's Fruity Extra Bursaspor coming in with an 8-man rotation. That's been reduced further down to 7 after Ender Arslan injured himself with less than a minute on court. Deep into the shot clock, a perfectly executed end-of-game situation. Jaka Blazic moving to 13 points in the game on that, his first three-pointer. Both teams shooting terrifically from both 2- and 3-point territory. Ryan Brown called for the foul, both teams with fouls to give. So 14 seconds remain in the first half. So Al Sawaj taking a seat on the bench. Inbound pass received by Perry Jones. Ball remaining in his hands. Posting up is Kenny Kaji, wrestling for position down on the block. Now squaring up. Jab step baseline. He's lost the basketball. He's lost possession, has he? Yes, he has. Well, Kenny Kaji was converged upon by a pincer movement of Olympia Ljubljana defenders. Terrific help by Ido Muric and his combination with Jared Jones resulting in a turnover. The extra possession doesn't yield a bucket, and at the end of 20 minutes of play here at the Tofaşspor Salonu, it is CEDEVITE perfect from the free-throw line and 2-point territory. So it's end-line possession for Fruity Extra Bursaspor to begin the second half. Jaka Blazic getting right inside the jersey of Omarjan Yasol, but the 19-year-old handling the pressure well. Ball in the hands of Xavier Munford. Kaji at the high post, driving, being defended by Marinkovic. Rejected by Marinkovic. Now this Kenny Kaji has taken a shot to the mouth. Marinkovic immediately inquiring about his welfare. You can see Kaji in heavy traffic, surrounded by CEDEVITE players. He's had to take a seat on the bench. Again, let's hope that he is okay okay in the first instance and can return to action. Because if he is down and out, that means that Fruity Extra Bursaspor are down to 6 players who are healthy and available. Rejection on the perimeter. Ryan Brown having his 3-point attempt taken away with that fantastic defensive effort by Berkan Batuk. Just trying to get a closer look as to the problem that has befallen Kenny Kaji. Nice cut down the lane from Al Sawash. And Sawash opens the scoring in the second half. 6 points in the game for him. It's a 1-possession affair. Shooter's roll favors Marinkovic. He restores the 4-point lead for Olympia. The 3-pointer from Perry Jones reduces the arrears to just 1. Perry Jones with the sweet stroke from the top of the key. His first 3-pointer of the night takes him to 9 points in the game. Good ball movement once again. Front rim on the shot. Rebound Xavier Munford. Ryan Brown caught up in his wake momentarily. Jones rotates it to Munford. Oh, that's a tough pass for Omarjan Yassol to reel in. Caught a little bit flat-footed, Yassol. 7 turnovers in the first half committed by Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Again, that is a count that they will want to keep down rather than giving extra possessions to CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. So Blasic from the perimeter. High post J is good for Jaka Blasic. 15 points in the game. Five of 7 from 2-point territory. Sawash way out by the 3-point line. Didn't look to back down Marinkovic. Ball in the corner. Nice feed. Pump fake up strong and the finish. Clever pass out of a double team from Omarjan Yassol. Hooking up Al Sawash in the low post to take him to 6 points in the game. Make that 8 points in the game on perfect shooting from the field. Ryan Brown. It was a deep bucket from Ryan Brown. Can't confirm whether it was a 2 or a 3 as Berkan Batuk. Omarjan Yassol trying that wraparound pass again. Marinkovic takes it away. Beautiful bounce pass. Ryan Brown has it poked away from behind. Good transition defense by Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Berkan Batuk with the hustle. So another 3-pointer strung home by Jaka Blasic, who has begun this second half in red-hot fashion. 18 points in the game, including 2 of 4 from downtown. His team with a 7-point lead now, the largest of the game. So Yassol gives it to Munford. Munford is working the jab step. Sawash, that's the big screen. Batuk for 3. Back iron on the shot. Ryan Brown with the defensive rebound. So Blasic, who's got the hot hand for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana at present. Ukic Left all alone once again, puts it down into the low post to Ido Muric, back to the perimeter. Rocco Ukic for three, doesn't get the friendly roll. Rebound, Perry Jones. And he found a streaking Perry Jones who absorbs the contact, takes the hit and makes the hoop. Well, he stepped on the gas in the open court after grabbing the defensive board. And you can just see him at the top of the screen there, the steps quickening in tempo. And he was hooked up by Xavier Munford in the open court and finished with the fast break layup. Now an and one opportunity for Perry Jones. Both teams perfect from the free throw line. Jones looking to continue that trend. On the one miss, there's been a violation committed by CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana, so the free throw will be taken again. So Perry Jones completes his first free throw attempt of the night, solidifying a three-point play to bring his team back to within 4. So Blažić pulling up for three again, and Jaka Blažić is red hot from three-point territory. 3 of 5 from downtown now, 21 points in the game, approaching his career high. Another field goal of any description will give him that. Team lead by 7 once again as Ahmadjan Yassal. He can't afford to get down on himself. This is where he needs that goldfish-type memory that the best athletes all possess. He's got to put that behind him. His team being encouraged by his teammates. Still only 19, remember. Ahmadjan Yassal, first season in the EuroCup after spending last season in the Euro League with FS, getting valuable experience. Turnover by Jaka Blažić, picked off by Xavier Munford. Foul in the open court committed by Ido Muric. So Jaka Blažić takes the seat on the bench, leading all scorers with 21 points in the game, including 3 of 5 from three-point territory. He's netted the only 2 free throws that have been shot by CEDEVITE as well. Currently on the bench as Sawash rotates the basketball to Perry Jones. Jones driving, looking to create room for himself. Short on the shot attempt. Also Sawash with the offensive board. Birkan Batuk for 3 off right and long. Jared Jones with the defensive board. So Ukic working the dribble. Back to Ukic, a little two-man exchange between he and Ryan Brown. Jared Jones with the short corner J, which is good. Jared Jones, 8 points in the game on that. His first 2-point attempt. So Xavier Munford with a really creative take to the rim, gets the shot to go, and there'll be a continuation as well. So just beyond the midpoint then. This third quarter. Baseline drive back to the perimeter. Extra pass to Ryan Brown for the spot up 3. Ryan Brown. 9 points in the game on 3 of 5 shooting from three-point territory. And the improbable high percentage of three-pointers continues for CEDEVITE. Slapped away by Mikel Hopkins, sparks a fast break opportunity. Foul on the ground despite the veteran move of Kendrick Perry. And that transition opportunity sparked by the defensive prowess of Mikel Hopkins, who blocked that shot. Batu on the drive, slapping it against the glass. And Kendrick Perry was off and running. With just over 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Kaji looking to defend Kendrick Perry. Kendrick Perry looking to use his speed advantage. Kenny Kaji called for the foul. It's his second. So it's a trip to the free throw line for the first time tonight for Kendrick Perry. His first season in the EuroCup. He was 1 of 3 from the stripe coming into this game, so I'm sure that percentage will rise as the season goes on, but he's only got 1 of 2 on that trip to the line. Nice cut down the lane, finished with authority by Ido Muric. Beautiful pass out of the corner by Jared Jones. Catching Ido Muric in stride for the finish. Lead 13 now. Air ball on the three-point attempt from the corner. Incidentally, it's good to see Kenny Kaji back in the action, back in the fray after he was forced to take a seat on the bench after sustaining an injury after a shot to the face in the early stages of this third quarter. Rejected by Perry Jones. So terrific hustle by Fruity Extra Bursaspor, who are really hanging tough. You can see that right eye closing on Kenny Kaji. Bryant Dunstan of Anadolu Efes Istanbul suffered a similar fate a couple of rounds ago for FS, and he subsequently missed the next round, the all-time leading shot blocker in the EuroLeague. Front rim on the late three-point attempt, but the offensive rebound grabbed by Alen Hogic. So new 14 for CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana. Jared Jones going for the spinning jump hook. Well, Tevfik Akdamar defended manfully against a player who has a size advantage over him. And then the whistle came. Which means it will be possession once again for CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana. 11 turnovers committed. Good defensive effort by Berkan Batuk. Fighting his way over that screen. So technical foul results in that free throw. Technical foul was against Ryan Brown. Turnover, 3-on-2 opportunity, keeping it himself with terrific speed. Perry Jones may have got a piece of that shot attempt by Kendrick Perry. Xavier Munford takes it the other way. The back-to-back block shots, because now that one's rubbed out by Mikael Hopkins to the corner. Kendrick Perry for 3 off the front rim. Nice shovel pass on the inside. The reverse layup blown by Jared Jones. The offensive rebound secured. Mikael Hopkins coming down with it. So a frenetic sequence deep into the third quarter. Nice shovel pass. The reverse not finished. And the offensive rebound secured by Mikael Hopkins, who blocked the shot down at the other end. And again, you just are left with the impression they're not running out of effort, Fruity Extra Bursaspor, but could well be running out of energy. Continuing to grow, being outscored heavily in this third quarter. Gasol keeping his dribble alive. Bergkamp-Batuk with a nice bounce pass into the low post, but look at that. The triple team immediately surrounds Kenny Kaji. He will go to the free throw line. But they're being outscored by 10 in the quarter so far. It was 23-13 prior to that free throw in favor of CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana. Perfect trip to the stripe by Kenny Kaji. Keeps him perfect from the free throw line. Beautiful takeaway by Bergkamp-Batuk, hooking up his teammate Xavier Munford, who drives with a Euro step, goes glass. Couldn't get the completion, but will go to the free throw line for two. And again, this is an incredibly commendable effort by Fruitier Bursaspor. They still believe that they can win this game. And it's going to be important to keep that belief as strong and fervent as possible. Kel Hopkins called for his fourth foul, so has to take a seat on the bench. Xavier Munford to the free throw line. 6 out of 6 from the stripe in his 17-point total. He remains perfect from the free throw line to take him to 18 points in the game. Xavier Munford, new career high, surpassing the 14 points that he put on the board in his EuroCup debut. Well, again, easy finish on the inside by Marinkovic. And the extra ball movement, the extra zip on the passes, just pulling around the defenders of Fruitier Bursaspor, leaving gaps on the court that are being ruthlessly exploited by CEDEVITE Olimpia Ljubljana. Terrific effort results in a turnover because Kendrick Perry shot over to deflect the initial pass. Gasol was trying to reel it in, and the deflection disrupted his effort to catch it, resulting in the ball going out of bounds. Again, that turnover count creeping up. 3 points up off the front rim. Rebound hauled in by Akdamar. Gasol pushing hard, looking for Kaji. Ball somehow finds its way to Xavier Munford. He's fouled in the act of shooting and will go back to the free throw line on this. It is a career night in terms of scoring for the 1.93 meter guard. So Xavier Munford, 8 out of 8 shooting in his team high total of 19, a new career high for him. He remains perfect from the stripe, a 20-point haul to lead his team in scoring. Fruitier Bursaspor battling back to within 10. So 6-second difference between the end of quarter clock and the shot clock. Perry working the dribble against Kaji. Kaji with the contest, back iron on the 3-point attempt. The offensive rebound wrapped up by Jared Jones. Gasol called for his third foul. It's a trip to the free throw line for Jared Jones. Both teams in the penalty. So Jared Jones to the strike for the first time tonight. Makes it. Two out of 2 for Jared Jones. Puts his team up by 12. Led by as many as 14 briefly. Blazic back into the game to defend this final possession. Pulling up for three. Oh, that is a terrific play. Xavier Munford keeping his team in touching distance at the end of the third. To compete in search of their first win of the campaign. So Perry. Marinkovic off the mark, ball is loose, ball comes back to Marinkovic, who recycles to get a new 14 for his team. Blazic, Jared Jones for three, and he connects. And again, there is the value of an extra possession by failing to secure that defensive rebound that looked like being theirs. Instead, the extra possession takes Jared Jones to 13 points in the game on that, his third three-pointer of the night. Xavier Munford, long on the top of the key. Omarjan Yasol running down that rebound, and that's going to be foul number 4 on Kendrick Perry. Opening stages of the fourth quarter. Kendrick Perry with 13 points in the game so far, as well as 7 assists and a steal, is going to have to take a seat on the bench. So Batuk for three, and he recovers the hot hand. Birkan Batuk moves to a new career high of 17 points on 5 of 8 shooting from three-point territory. Back-to-back career highs for Birkan Batuk as he tops the 15 he netted last week at Dolomiti Energia Trento. Hard foul committed by Xavier Munford as Jaka Blazic took it to the hole. So Jaka Blazic remains perfect from the free throw line tonight. He's now 3 of 3. And both teams shooting incredibly well from the foul line. Just one miss all night long as Jaka Blazic moves to a new career high in the EUROCUP. 23 points in the game, including 3 of 5 from downtown and a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line. How did Xavier Munford split that gap? Three-pointer from Kenny Kaji is off the front rim. Rebound wrapped up by Ido Muric. Oh, an offensive foul. Illegal screen set by Marinkovic. Omarjan Yasol rotates the basketball to Perry Jones. It's back to Yasol, who is taking on Marinkovic, trying an intricate interior pass, but it went at high speed to Kenny Kaji. Blazic in the open court. He's fouled near the wing by Birkan Batuk. Birkan Batuk called for his second foul. Now, being a veteran player, remember it's his 4th season of EuroCup action for the 32-year-old. Showing leadership by encouraging and rallying his troops as they bid to stay in contention and indeed get their noses in front. Comes down with a big rebound as Kenny Kaji, his 5th of the night. Xavier Munford rotates it to Kaji. Birkan Batuk on a career-high night in scoring for him. Kaji now looking to use his size in the low post from the high post. Off the mark with the three-pointer is Perry Jones. So CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana just slowing things down a little bit as Ukic handles. Great space for himself. If that's Birkan Batuk, that is 2 fouls in quick succession, which takes him to 3 fouls for the game. Just over 3 minutes gone. Excuse me, approaching 3 minutes gone. in the fourth quarter. Ukic receives the inbound pass. Nice catch by Blazic. Drives, gets beneath the free throw line, but brings it back out. Now there's a mismatch down low between Omarjan Yosol and Marinkovic, but look at that for a defensive board from Birkan Batuk. Catches, drives immediately, gives it back to Xavier Munford. Loosely defending is Ukic. Screen set by Kenny Kaji. He's open, but Munford keeps it himself. Missed everything. Hustling after it is Perry Jones, but he can't pick up the loose ball that was bouncing down around his ankles. So Al-Sawash checking back into the game. There's evidence of that closing right eye on the handsome face of Kenny Kaji. Fake three-pointer back in, but it's a 3-second violation, is it? Too long beneath the bucket by Ido Muric. Electing to pass out of the low post after he'd been in there for a while. Always a risky strategy by players operating down in the block. Sawash comes to set a screen. Jakub Blazic with a beautiful spin beneath it. Sawash setting another screen at the perimeter. Birkan Batuk puts it into him. He's surrounded by 3 players. Finds Xavier Munford from the top of the key. Back iron on the shot on the line drive. Al-Sawash with a long offensive rebound. So Omarjan Yosol slowing things down. Sees a lane. Kicked it back to the perimeter. Birkan Batuk for 3. Front rim on the shot. Approaching 4 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. And remember, we said we're going to keep an eye as to how the shots are falling, and a lot of them are falling short now, which is what we said. Oh, what a take and finish by Jakub Blazic to take him to 25 points in the game on this career-high night in scoring for Blazic. Again, that's not down to desire, it's just their decimated roster. They run short of the energy required to keep themselves in touching distance as this quarter goes on. So Jakub Blazic completes the 3-point play to move to 26 points in the game. His team lead by 14. We've got a whistle away from the basketball. So the shot clock reset to 14 on this end line possession. After that foul against Jared Jones, that's his first. Yasol finds Sawash, who tries a wraparound pass. Terrific catch by Xavier Munford to retain possession for his team. Perry Jones into the lane, short on the shot, ball still loose, wrapped up by Marinkovic. So Blazic defended by Yasol. Sawash lurking on the help. Ukic, bullet pass down to Marinkovic, goes to the left-handed hook, and that's a nice finish. Faked the turn middle, came back baseline, the left-handed hook. Soft touch to take Marinkovic to 8 points in the game on 4 of 7 shooting from the field. Sawash, reciprocates down at the other end. And the big man brotherhood demonstrating their prowess down in the low post. Check this out for a move. He fakes baseline, steps through, comes through with a right-handed hook. As though to say to Marinkovic, okay, you got me down at the other end. But touche right here. Al-Sawash with a terrific take and finish down beneath the bucket. Now to the free throw line, looking for a 3-point play. Unable to complete the 3-point play. Al-Sawash, 64% foul shooter for his career coming into this game, and this is first EuroCup season. Ukic, defended by Yasol. Pulls up for three. Back iron on the shot, rebounded by Birkan Batuk. Well, the equation quite simple for Fruity Extra Bursaspor. They need stops and buckets, but again, off the mark is Omarjan Yasol. What an offensive board by Birkan Batuk. New 14 for Fruity Extra Bursaspor. Munford working against Rocco Ukic. Down to the free throw line, back out, back down again. And the show and go dribble, drawing the foul on Rocco Ukic. Back out, there he goes. A clash of legs resulting in a foul against Ukic. CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana now in the penalty, so it's a trip to the free throw line, and perhaps this a route back into the game, because the clock will stop every time that Fruity Extra Bursaspor are fouled. And if they maintain their outstanding free throw shooting, can see Xavier Munford 10 out of 10 alone on this career high night of 24 points in scoring. So by stopping the clock and knocking down their foul shots, which they have done to over 90% success rate tonight. Well, that could be a way to close the gap, which currently stands at 12. But they are running out of time. CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana look to milk the clock. Jaka Blažić with the veteran move, driving on Birkan Batuk, and again, you can but admire the effort put forth by Fruity Extra Bursaspor, playing with just 8 men at the opening tip. Arslan and Ender Arslan went down within 30 seconds of stepping on court, but no player wearing green has given up the ghost tonight. They've continued to battle for everything. But of course, this is competitive sport. No mercy shown by CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana in its rearranged round 2 fixture. Jaka Blažić remaining perfect from the free throw line. 14 points the advantage. Jaka Blažić with 28 points in the game, a new career high for him by some distance now. Pass to the corner, 3-pointer fired, and the foul. Well, Jared Jones on the closeout, but couldn't control his body, clattering into Tevfik Akdamar, and he will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight as he looks for his first points of the game. Tried to apply the brakes, but just couldn't defy gravity and land in a different spot other than on top of the right leg of Akdamar. So Akdamar to the free throw line, looking for the first foul shots of his EuroCup career. Makes the first. Long on the second attempt. So again, we talked about stopping the clock and getting to the free throw line, but of course, have to make those free throws in the event that you get there. Beautiful take to the bucket, high off the glass. Now what's the call here? Because Kendrick Perry turned on the Jets, went hard at the heart of the defense. Will be a trip to the free throw line for Kendrick Perry. Tevfik Akdamar called for the foul. That's his second. So a perfect trip to the stripe for Kendrick Perry, shooting incredibly well from the free throw line. 13 of 14 from the stripe in their 99-point total so far. Picked off by Kendrick Perry. He'll turn on the Jets as he finds Jaka Blažić in the open court. He puts it to the perimeter. Ryan Brown for three. Short on the shot. Al-Sawash with a board. Xavier Munford with a Euro step. Oh, that's a fantastic follow by Tevfik Akdamar. We mentioned how short-handed Fruity Ekstrabursaspor are, and they still follow the fundamental basketball principle of following the fast break player down the court to be on cleanup duty in case there's a miss in the transition opportunity. And then Xavier Munford picking the pocket of Kendrick Perry. Oh, and Ahmadjan Yassol will be frustrated. But again, offensive rebounding coming to the fore. Timeout called. Because even though we're in the closing stages of this game, these easy buckets in transition are bringing Fruity evenly. Contested fourth quarter so far. 14-12 in favor of CEDEVITE. Fruity Ekstrabursaspor now employing a trap, so poise going to be crucial for CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana. 3-pointer, 5 from the perimeter is off by some distance from Ryan Brown. Birkan Batuk was tumbling over the baseline. He's asking for a foul. And in a bid to save the basketball for his team, he's put it straight back into the hands of the opposition. That'll hurt their chances. And again, Birkan Batuk still saying I was shoved out of bounds. So Perry driving, Jaka Blažić, extra pass to the perimeter. Jared Jones short on the shot, ball loose. Who touched it last? Last touch by Mikel Hopkins. So minute and a half to play. The deficit is 11. Will they look for quick threes here? Yassol pulling up. Everybody left the basketball. Almost in, but it rims out. Ball still loose. Wrapped up by Jared Jones. And that could well be the basketball game, but still Fruity Ekstrabursaspor fighting furiously. Jaka Blažić to Perry. Now it's back to Blažić, who is working on Akdamar. Pulls up for three. Oh, that is cold. Jaka Blažić on a career-high night takes his team over the ton-up mark with 31 points in the game, which in all probability puts the game beyond reach. But don't tell that to Fruity Ekstrabursaspor, and of course they will be looking to keep the gap as narrow as possible. An offensive foul called against Al-Sawash for the illegal screen. So in an equation where they need the basketball buckets and stops, Fruity Ekstrabursaspor are coming up with none of the things that they need, and that is why this gap, which they eked back to 11, has just grown to 14 after that ice-cold three-pointer from Jaka Blažić to take him to 31 points in the game. He went for a highlight reel jam in traffic. But again, the fatigue really coming to the fore now of Fruity Ekstrabursaspor. The feet not moving as quickly as they once did. But no quit in evidence from the players of Fruity Ekstrabursaspor. So Jaka Blažić remains perfect from the free throw line. 9 out of 9 from the stripe in his career high total of 33 points in the game. He takes a well-deserved seat on the bench because remember, they've got to do it all again in a couple of nights' time. Batuk finds a cutting Sawash from the perimeter. Perry Jones has his shot blocked by Mikel Hopkins. Mikel Hopkins with another rejection, his third of the night. So shot clock turned off now. There's Kendrick Perry working the dribble against Al-Sawash. Birkan Batuk coming over to help. Hanging in the air, but not finding the range is Rok Radovic. And there's the final buzzer. CEDEVITE Olympia Ljubljana with a comprehensive win over